the privatizations of prisons and why this is a conversation that needs to be had. We're going to be talking about the lack of transparency, the lack of funding, as well as the bureaucratic aspect at play that causes this conversation to be had. Starting with the lack of transparency. We see a high quantity of drug offenses happening all throughout the US, from one-timers to big drug busts. And as a result of that, we do see a large amount of pressure being applied into the system. As a result of that, correctional officers without much oversight and who are heavily understaffed deal with a lot of these hundreds of inmates who ultimately get abused and neglected by these same correctional officers. A prime example of this is Jeffrey Epstein, who ultimately passed away due to the correctional officers' neglect. Secondly, let's talk a little bit about the lack of funding. When we look at prisons such as Rikers here in New York, or San Quentin, or the Red Onion State Prison, we see circumstances where these prisons do not have the most up-to-date technological systems, nor do they even carry many educational opportunities, and at many times also are overcrowded. These correctional officers are also put into brutal long shifts, as I've mentioned already, and also are not able at many times to even have any type of good treatment from the inmates themselves. Thirdly, let's talk a little bit about the bureaucratic shyness to modernization. And what I mean by that is places such as Norwegia, where you see prisons that are more centric towards rehabilitation. These prison systems are geared towards rehabilitating the inmates, and as a result of that, cause a lot of comparison with the US system. We see also a change towards super prisons, where you see places like Guantanamo Bay and El Salvador that carry hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of prisoners at a single time. And as a result of this, we at many times lag behind them, not just technologically, but because of our own lack of self-awareness in the world stage. And as we see, the biggest bubble is now upon us. The overcrowding of the prisons cannot be ignored as a result of the red tape in the government here. The fiscal lunacy to cut corners is very abundant, as well as our reluctance to admit our shortcomings in order to really face the future and face any potential trend. And as a result of that, our choices in neglecting the prison system and not privatizing these systems will cause us